Welcome to We Like D&D, the show where we talk about our favorite hobby, D&D and TTRPGs in variety show style segments. I'm Kelly from the YouTube channel Power Word Spill, and I'm joined by one of my best friends and D-Inspirations, Alec.
Hello.
Alec, would you like to roll for introduction?
Sure would, bud. It's an 8. So it's basically every intro I've ever done on this podcast.
Oh, okay. It's good enough.
That's what I always say.
We're also joined by my long-term roommate / wife, Loren.
Hi.
Loren, would you like to roll for introduction?
You know it. Oh boy, it's also an 8.
Wow. A couple of slightly below average Joes.
It's like a decent introduction, I think. I just maybe have a little like food on the side of my face.
You have egg on your face?
No, I don't eat eggs, but something else. Sauce.
You're still describing every introduction I've ever done for myself.
Audio listeners, he's lying. Alec is so charismatic, IRL.
I have food on my face right now.
Sitting across from Alec and Loren, and their food faces are just covered in food. We didn't even have breakfast together.
I haven't eaten in 36 hours.
That sauce is 48 hours old.
Oh, old sauce. It's time for our first segment, Show and Tell. We each bring something TTRPG related that's piqued our interest, and we're going to share it with each other. We've got 2 items that we're going to pitch to each other, and we're going to hear one now and one on the second main feed episode of the month in 2 weeks. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. Mine are both somewhat related to last month's pitches in kind of different ways. So let me pitch you on a murder mystery summer camp adventure inspired by 90s slasher films.
Ooh.
Or magic items that you can give to your players that aren't necessarily the most useful.
Okay. Yeah, similar vein to the silly deck of silly things, or whatever it was called.
I'm thinking, let's hear about the camp counselor.
What were we just listening to that was summer camp related? Oh, yeah, the trivia. Loren and I listened to a trivia podcast. By the way, if you want a trivia podcast, it's called Takeaway Trivia, and it's great.
Oh my God, Kelly, save it for the What's New With You segment.
I know, sorry. Okay, well, that's not what's new with me.
Sorry, what's the podcast called, though?
Takeaway Trivia.
Cool.
And they did a summer camp movie segment.
No, that was at our actual trivia night. That was not on the podcast.
Really?
That was at real trivia that we did.
Whoa.
What is real life?
What's real life and what's podcast? I don't know.
Kelly's just looking at his hands. Whose hands are these?
I'm in the podcast.
Yeah. So audio listeners, that was a real trivia that Kelly and I went to, and our team won. Do you remember that part?
That was the one from the winning one.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. Well,
Also, humble brag that we won trivia 2 weeks ago.
you won trivia. Nice. Okay. All I remembered was that you did really well at it. So
I did.
fitting that you brought a summer camp themed one shot. Let's hear about it. That was a long tangent. Tell me about your adventure.
I was going to cut it out, but then you said I was good at it, so maybe I'll leave it in. Okay. So this adventure is called Camp Murder. And it is by actually the creator of the Deck of Silly Things, BJ Hypes.
By the way, I would not attend that camp. If you see Camp Murder, don't go there.
Yeah, if you're looking into summer camps and it's called Camp Murder, definitely don't go.
Yeah.
So the tagline for this game is, "You are camp counselors. Summer session begins in a week. Strange things are happening. Will you survive?"
Is this like fantasy camp or is it real camp?
It's real, like our world.
Is this a D&D adventure?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a 5e adventure.
Oh, okay.
It is based on slasher films from the 80s, 90s, and the early aughts. The GM guide is only 21 pages, and then there's a 6-page player handout.
Oh, cool.
So it's like really low lift.
That's awesome.
And 4 of those 6 pages for the player handbook are just guides to help you figure out what your like archetype is, like your class essentially.
Okay.
Which is like the badass or like, you know, like the bookworm, like that kind of vibe. And you get to pick attributes, which are very like 80s, 90s, 2000s, like butterfly hair clips and chain wallets and mood rings and acid wash jeans and stuff.
Very cool.
They don't do anything like practically. It's just for flavor.
Nice.
To help you get into like the vibe of that era and summer camp. So basically everyone who plays in this game is like someone who works at a camp. So you can be like a counselor or a lifeguard or something. Then you have like a little backstory that you can roll for based on this like player handbook. The GM guide gives you a map of the camp and a list of all these like different locations, like whatever, like the lake and the docks and like the arts and crafts cabin and like the mess hall and like whatever. And then there's a list of NPCs. So like other counselors, the director and his assistant, the nurse, the archery instructor, the groundskeeper, and there's like a camp dog. Very cute. Right. And so the adventure is just like, it's giving you clues about a mysterious murder that happened at the camp. It kind of lays out different clues that you can give out at your leisure, like as the counselors, the players are like talking to different people at the camp. It tells you like what actually happened and like some rumors that went around. And then there's like some twists that you can choose to add in. And what I like about this is, number one, it's very short. It's only 21 pages. And a lot of them are just like roll tables, basically. It gives you the room to like take the clues and do what you want with them, kind of. But you can also just like run the story however you want. Like you can kind of just like ignore all of those if you want and just like take the idea of like a summer camp and like some of the NPCs and just like make your own thing with it. But there is like a sample story that you can follow. So for like beginner GMs like me, I would probably run with a sample story.
It's kind of like a setting guide and adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, setting guide with NPCs that like if you're a more experienced GM, you could be like, oh, I know, like I have an idea for this. Like this is easy. But like if you don't have any idea, you could just like run the sample story and be totally fine. Because I think the sample story is like maybe 3 pages.
Wow, okay. And
it's really awesome.
Is this designed as a one-shot or is this designed as a multi-session adventure?
I think it's designed like you could do it in one session. Like you could probably do it over the course of an evening if you had like probably more than 3 hours.
Okay, yeah, because 21 pages is pretty long for a one-shot.
It is long.
Great,
it is long, but I'll say that like the first couple pages is just like a little bit of backstory on like the different people that you could play, basically. Like 1 page is just a map. 1 page is just like listing out the different, actually, I think 2 pages are like locations, just like a list of locations. And then like 3 pages of the story. It gives you an epilogue at the end, which is actually, it's very thematic. I'm just going to read out what it says. It instructs you to play Stand By Me, the song by Ben King, and then have your players roll a d20 to see what happens to their characters after camp. And then you just like read it out like at the end of a movie.
Incredible.
It's very fun. But yeah, I love like, super like spooky summer camp murder mystery.
Wow.
Where you're the counselors trying to like uncover this mystery.
We've said this a lot, but this I think you should actually run because it sounds like it's really well supported for the GM.
Yes, definitely. Like, despite it being like it's like a fully independent adventure. It's just like this guy, a very talented guy, made this, but it's like very well thought out. I think.
And especially like a murder mystery. I think I find those are the easiest types of adventures to run because you can just like you give the players the clues and then you just, especially if you have this setting built out, you already know where everything is. So you can just look it up and be like, okay, well now they're going to the year. What's in this area? Okay, these are the things. This is what you find. Yeah,
exactly. It very plainly tells you like what all the clues are. I think probably what I would do is like take your clue map format and apply that here. But yeah, no, I think it's very well laid out for someone like me who is very intimidated by running adventures like these. Like I could never write a murder mystery adventure, but this is like very approachable.
Never say never.
I probably would spend a lot of time writing a murder mystery and it wouldn't be fun writing it. But yeah, I'm super interested in running this. I know it's September, so we're kind of like past summer camp time, but
just in time for spooky time.
It's true, just in time for spooky season.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're getting cozy. We're lighting pumpkin spice candles.
And it's also in that window where the weather is maybe just starting to turn and you're longing for the summer past. So this is the perfect time to jump back to summer camp.
Very true.
So this is using the D&D system. It's not a system unto itself.
Correct. Yeah, it uses 5e. Yeah.
So are you like flavoring normal people as the classes, or do they get like fantasy powers? Like how does that come
So
into play?
I'm actually fairly certain there is not, it just doesn't, like you're not existing in a world that has magic in it or anything. So you can kind of just like use weapons and convert them in a way that you think makes sense for the game.
Okay.
So it kind of leaves it like open-ended. Like obviously like you're a camp counselor, you're not going to have like a long sword.
Right.
But you might have like a fire axe or something, or you might have like whatever, a knife from the kitchen or like something.
Okay.
Something like that.
Then I think that makes it not necessarily a good like starter GM adventure, just because that might be kind of hard unless it's super explicit. Maybe in the player's handout it's like really explicit about how to do all that stuff. But I think leaving that kind of responsibility up to the GM might be a little bit intimidating for a new GM.
Yeah, I think I probably wouldn't play this with people who had never played before. But I think also just as someone who has only GM'd one time ever, I wouldn't GM for people who had never played before.
Right.
Regardless, we don't have that issue because you guys have played before.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to play a spooky camp murder mystery.
There is a like a spooky summer camp tabletop system by the same people who did like Wander Home.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
It's
think I've
called
heard of that.
Sleepaway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's come across my awareness somewhere. Where can people find this and how much is it?
It is actually free on BJ's website.
Oh,
Just like the deck of silly things.
great.
It's just on their website.
That's awesome. Okay, well then, I mean, 100%.
Yeah, take a look at it.
This and take a look through and see if it's something that you want to run, because I think that could be a really fun little in between kind of, if your regular GM is away, you want to just run something super easy. That sounds like something that you could just pick up and kind of breeze through, like scan it ahead of time and then just run it off the sheet if it's really well prepared.
Yeah, definitely.
Neat.
That's very cool. Well, I can't wait to hear about magic items that aren't so useful in 2 weeks. Well, I'm going to hear about them right now, but
Spoilers. Who wants to go
Braggart.
next? Who's pitching next?
me? All right. I've got 3 encounter mechanics I think you should steal from Baldur's Gate 3 and put into your games, or a free tool that helps with scheduling.
Let's hear about the encounter mechanics from Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate.
I want to
Okay.
hear about Baldur's Gate.
All right. Well, this is something that I had an idea for a video a while ago, and I'm hoping to turn it into a full video if people are interested in it.
Okay.
Ooh, you're going to hear it here first.
A little sneak peek into the ones that I've thought about first, and then I'm going to think about the rest of them. But I've been playing Baldur's Gate with a few friends, and we're getting through it. We've been playing we're slowly, like 8 months now, and we're in Act 3, and it's awesome.
Wow.
It's really fun. And as we get further into Act 3, it's just been striking me how clever the encounter mechanics have been in the further encounters. And I just think there's some real gems in there that you could take and put into your own encounters to spice them up and make them a bit more fun.
Okay, say more.
Like the encounters in Act 1 are, some of them are a little vanilla and they're just kind of like basic combat encounters of what you'd expect in D&D. But then there's like a few fights, especially the boss fights, that are just like really clever design, and they are unique in their own little ways. So the first one that I will bring up is the Thistlebald fight, which is he's like a big barkeeper in Act 2.
Oh, yeah.
And he has this like keg strapped to his back where he like is drinking these brews that he makes. But anyways, that's not the mechanic I think you should take. Basically, after he is hit, it changes his brew and he becomes resistant to whatever type of damage he was hit with, and then he can summon minions of that type, of that element type. And so it's kind of a game of like, you have to keep changing the damage type that you do to him because he keeps changing his resistances.
Rock, paper, scissors almost.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would be super easy to do to bring into your own encounter, is just to give them damage resistance that keeps changing. You could do it with like potions, that this villain keeps drinking potions of different resistances and then keep summoning elementals of whatever that type is, so that the minions are always changing on the battlefield, and it just gives an extra element of strategy where you need to kind of track which resistance is happening, and you could maybe telegraph that type of resistance, because obviously in Baldur's Gate 3 you can just examine every stat block so you can see what the resistance is. But I think I would telegraph this in my description: when they drink a potion, when they take damage and then drink a potion and gain that resistance. So yeah, I think it would just be a fun, easy mechanic to implement. You could add this onto pretty much any monster, and just adds another strategic element to the combat.
That's cool. I really like that.
Number 2 is Mystic Carrion in Act 3. He's this undead mummy lord kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's essentially Horcruxed himself, taken parts of his own body and mummified them and like hidden them away.
Town,
and so there's some clues and you can go and find them. And each of his body parts give him an ability. And destroying that body part before the encounter takes away that ability.
Man, that's so cool.
So it's like it's just rewarding. It's totally your choice. You could just go in and fight him right away, but he's going to be super powerful. The more work you put in up front to destroy these Horcruxes, essentially, will make the fight easier. And again, that's something super easy to implement. You can just take a high CR monster, look at their abilities, and just assign each ability to an item, hide it around, and then give your players clues. Obviously, someone has to tell your players that this is the case and that they can do this. And then you have a whole little adventure arc where they're following clues, finding and destroying items. They could be hidden in various places behind traps, dungeons, social encounters, whatever. You could put each item behind a different type of challenge, and then it's totally optional. They can choose, how many of these they want to destroy before going and fighting the boss. And especially if you add a time crunch element in there. It's kind of a gamble between them, how much time they want to spend destroying the elements, the objects ahead of time before the fight. Again, just like a really fun little way that's easy to implement that will spice up an encounter.
And a fun little like mini arc too.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole adventure arc just based off of one monster. And then the third one I've got for you is the Adamantine Forge boss.
Hell yeah.
So this is like a construct that is guarding this giant forge, and in this forge there's a massive hammer, and basically this construct moves towards whichever creature damaged it last. And the game is kind of like this hammer. You can activate it and it acts as a giant bludgeoning weapon. So the mechanic that I would steal, so in the game, the game of the encounter is to position the enemy under the hammer and then activate the hammer. So bringing this into D&D, the mechanic would be to put in place some kind of position-based weapon in your environment. It could be a literal weapon, like what are those giant crossbows called?
Ballista.
Ballista. It could be like a ballista that's in a fixed position, or it could be as simple as like a giant boulder that you can collapse onto them. But
one
the
of those
idea
walls from Mario.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, the game of the encounter is giving your players a super powerful weapon in the battlefield that requires them to use their battlefield control abilities to position an enemy and hold them in the correct spot while their allies activate this weapon.
Power of teamwork.
Exactly, the power of teamwork. It just adds a different encounter objective rather than just pummel the bad guy.
Yeah, totally.
Using some abilities that may not be as commonly used, and really highlighting those players that took a class that's all about battlefield control and positioning. And so those are 3 encounter mechanics I think you should steal from Baldur's Gate 3. And I'll probably be running a poll about this at some point, and if there's interest, I'll make a full video.
That's fun. You guys better vote, because I think that's going to be a banger video.
Yeah, for sure. All killer, no filler.
I mean, Loren, you've played a little bit of Baldur's Gate, but I would love to play some more with you. I think it'd be a fun thing. And Alec, I know you've beat it a few times, right?
Yep.
Nice. Did it inspire you in any ways to bring stuff in?
Yeah, I do have a couple of ideas, and actually the Forge Golem is, I think that was what it was called.
Yeah,
Forge
I think
Golem.
so.
It really messed with me.
Yeah.
Because I had a big dumb boy moment the first time I did that boss fight, and I didn't realize that you could activate the forge or the hammer during the fight.
Okay.
But I was playing a monk.
Oh, okay.
So because I think he gets vulnerable to bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, when there's like the fire or something. There's some kind of lava element or something.
So I thought the puzzle was to get him vulnerable to bludgeoning damage and then punch him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I did manage to beat the fight.
Wow.
I was like, why was that fight so dang hard?
Yeah.
and later found out that you just
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had a bit of an unfair advantage in that the two people I'm playing with have played before, but they're mostly trying to let me make all the mistakes that can be made, but they didn't let me make that one. But yeah, that would definitely be way harder. It was still hard even with the hammer going. That's 3 things I think you should steal and put into your encounters.
Cool. And if you do that, I'll pretend I don't know what the source material is.
I'll just have to do a real good job of disguising it.
I think there's a real beauty in seeing what your DM manages to adapt for their games.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if I see something that I recognize, I'm not like, I spotted your little thing. I'm like, nice.
I know that's Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alec will just get up from the table and leave without another word.
Yeah. And you ask me why I'm leaving. I say, I'm not here to get Shrek'd.
And then he goes home and watches Shrek.
All right, Alec, what do you got for us?
Oh, what do I have for you? Okay. I have a retro future cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game.
Ooh.
Or a rules light TTRPG that's kind of a response to monster hunting media from the monster's point of view.
Ooh.
Oh, I am very interested in the second
Yeah,
one.
me
I mean,
too.
I'm very interested in both, but tell me about being a monster in a monster hunting game.
Yeah.
So I brought in Here There Be Monsters by Wendy Yu.
Okay.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, like I said, it's like a kind of a love letter / flipping of the bird to monster hunting media and like Hellboy, these sorts of things.
Yeah, okay.
It's explicitly queer, anti-fascist, and anti-capitalist. It's a game about the monstrous and the weird, not as something to be feared, but to be cherished and protected. You play it as a diverse crew of monstrous, anomalous, or just generally odd beings, fighting against those who would use you, abuse you, or even annihilate you. It's a 164-page book.
Wow.
About 90 of the pages are backgrounds for character creation.
Oh my God, amazing.
Holy smokes, okay.
That's so crazy.
So your characters have at the beginning of play, you all write a manifesto together.
Okay.
These are the sorts of things I want there to be in the world, in the game, all of these sorts of things. And once you create the manifesto together, then you pick the GM.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Yeah.
cool. And that's perfect because we already spend a lot of time that we hang out just writing manifestos. So it's nice to
That's true.
so it's nice to actually do something with it after.
And then you start to create your characters. So your character has a background. You do you, basically, or pick from 100 pre-generated backgrounds.
Whoa.
And those 100 pre-generated backgrounds are across about 95 pages.
Wow.
With tons of art. Also, trigger warning, in the book, they say there's a lot of bodies. They all look very different. None of them are meant to shock or disgust you, but some of them may.
Okay.
So you have a background, and then you create like 2 tags for 3 verbs, which
Okay.
stick with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't mean anything yet, but
yeah.
I'm excited.
Your characters be 2 things, have 2 things, and do 2 things. So you can you pick 2 things for B. So your character might be deeply empathetic, an amateur coroner, or the life of the party.
Okay.
They have 2 things. They might have, my character might have my mother's sword, a broken heart, or the hopes of my people. And they do 2 things. Car theft, kung fu fighting, talking myself out of trouble, eating literally anything.
Okay.
And the tags aren't super rigid. They're very free form.
I was going to say, yeah, I like that like the things that you can have can be like physical or not.
Yeah.
Like you can have a broken heart, but you can also have like a physical like heirloom or something.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay. Sorry, continue.
The example that they give for the fluidity is you can have friends in high places or be friends with influential people. It's
Okay.
up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
And then if you're going to play like a longer form campaign, the only other thing that you give your character are 2 wants and 1 need. And the wants are pretty self-explanatory, but the need, it doesn't have to be like, it could be I need a MacGuffin. It could be I need to have this sort of important experience to reach self-actualization. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it could be something that your character doesn't want. It's just something that they need.
Okay.
And you get like bonuses based on whether your character happens to achieve those wants or achieve that need in like a longer form campaign.
And so you're basically like creating the goals of the campaign from the character creation process.
Yep.
Interesting.
So in the other 65-ish, 69-ish nice pages, it's kind of it's a very chaotic document.
Okay.
Just like the concepts are a bit chaotic.
Okay.
There's no table of contents.
Oh, that is chaotic.
There's some light mechanics. It's like a D6 pooled system.
Okay.
And there's some rules for fulfilling wants and needs. And then there's like info on factions, some sample locations and scenarios, but it's just very light. Build your own story with your friends.
Interesting. I'm going to say the no table of contents, a bit of a con for me, but I love a good table of contents. But
it's just the opportunity for you to make your own and organize it the way that you want.
True. But the rest of it sounds very cool.
Yeah, I'm super intrigued by that.
And Wendy Yu as a writer is just very enjoyable to read. Like I might have read more of those 164 pages than I probably should have, considering that it was like late at night when I was looking at this.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
She writes in a voice that's like realistic and conversational.
And it strikes me as the kind of game that you can play in pretty much any setting, right? Like it could be modern zombie setting or like, Van Helsing monster hunter setting.
Absolutely.
Cool. Is there combat in this, or is it more about is it more of a social game?
No, there is opportunity. You could take this game and you could fight. There's not deep rules for fighting.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't say that combat is a focus, but it's not like.
Yeah. No, you can't do it, but it's not. It's a rules-like game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Wow, that sounds very interesting. The idea of playing monsters and could be very fun. I think in like a bunch of different ways. You could really flip the script in some fun ways of being like playing a game where Van Helsing is the villain.
Yeah,
or,
totally.
You're the sympathetic zombies, and you guys are just trying to get a meal, but freaking Rick, whatever his name is just blowing up all your friends.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, that's very fun.
When are we writing our manifesto?
Yeah. Well, when are we using our manifestos for this game?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we've had many an evening where we've sat down around the table, candlelight, writing a manifesto.
You might have actually heard a couple of our manifestos on our other podcast.
Yeah.
We like political discourse.
Manifestos and me.
Did you say where you could get this one?
Oh, yeah. Where can you get it, and how much is it?
It is 10 British pounds.
Okay.
I don't know how many American or Canadian rubles that is.
More, but...
it's available on wendy.itch.io.
Nice.
Awesome. Wow.
So Wendy is spelled W-E-N-D-I. So wendiy.itch.io.
Very cool.
Wendy Y.
Go check out Wendy Yu's
Here There Be Monsters.
Here There Be Monsters on Itch. Very cool. And I'm looking forward to hearing about a retro future cyberpunk game as well.
I do have to say, I've been calling it Here There Be Monsters, but it's like stylized with commas. So I think it's like Here There Be Monsters.
Oh, okay. That's fun. Yeah. It works either way.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of like piratey the other way.
Yeah.
Here there be monsters.
It's a bit of a play on words, I think.
Yeah. Very good. Very good, Wendy. Very clever.
Also, Wendy Y, great tag. Great username.
Well, you can hear about our other show and tell items in 2 weeks on the main feed. I'm very much looking forward to hearing about those.
Me too.
I'm not. That segment was brought to you by Protecting Monsters. Protecting Monsters. Hey, don't come after my co-hosts. They're nice guys. They're just trying their best.
Just a little monster, guys.
And now it's time for Pop Culture Adventure Build, a segment where we take inspiration from some of our favorite shows, movies, books, or other media and brainstorm a little adventure for you to play as a one-shot or drop into your campaign. For this one, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Toy Story.
I cannot believe it.
I know.
30 years. Wow.
So we're coming up with an adventure based on the toys' escape from Sid's house.
That's right. And this one is not going to be necessarily one that you could just drop into your campaign unless you got real creative because of the way that we're starting off. But you could take elements of it and put it into your own game.
For sure.
We've decided to make a kidnapped escape adventure.
So really based on the fact that Buzz and Woody in this version of it were kidnapped by Sid to his room, which in this case is like a mad scientist
Frankenstein
lab.
body experimenting cult.
Yeah.
So really, you could drop this into your campaign if you're playing Curse of Strahd.
True, absolutely. This could be the starting adventure in Curse of Strahd.
Okay.
Instead of that fun house that they had.
Go off, King.
Where I died. Where Alec killed me.
Okay. Moving on.
Kelly's definitely not holding a grudge.
Yeah, it hasn't been 3 years and I'm definitely still not thinking about it. No, the real thing I've been thinking about is how much I liked it.
Well, I'm not going to say what I was about to say then.
We were inspired by Woody and Buzz being taken to Sid's house. And so we figured you could start the adventure with your players waking up in kind of a dungeon cell, having been kidnapped by this cult of Frankenstein cult of where they're trying to make super monsters by hacking together bits of different beings.
Yeah, adventurers / monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a genre of fiction that's getting more popular on TikTok.
Oh, I am not on that corner of the internet, but
Kelly stays right in the middle of the internet to avoid any corners.
yeah, it gets too scary.
He frightens easily.
Yeah, we each came up with kind of an encounter idea, and then so I was thinking we could each kind of go around and say what our encounters were, and then we can string them together in a fun adventure. Did anyone think of kind of like a starting encounter?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So I can go first.
Sweet.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I rewatched Toy Story very recently for this. Holds up extremely well. I think everything looks great. The only thing I will say is the animation of the dog.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great by today's standards, but everything else?
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
mean,
It's kind of stylistic though.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely.
I haven't watched Toy Story recently, but I remember the animation of the dog, and it seemed internally consistent.
Definitely, it's consistent with the people as well. But yeah, we were watching it again, and I cannot believe. By the way, fun trivia fact: it's the first
DVD.
It's the first entirely computer animated film. So it's the first animated film made with computers.
The first ever or the first like Disney?
I think the first ever.
Oh,
Fully animated.
That's right. But yeah, just watching it and thinking about the fact that it was released in 95. So they made it on 1993 to 94 computers is so crazy.
yeah, that is wild.
Computers in the early 90s were not good.
No.
And like watching it, there's reflections in the hardwood floor and stuff. Is like so impressive. Just I am in awe of what they were able to accomplish. At the time, I think people were mixed on it because it was, coming from the hand-drawn Disney, Pixar. Well, no, this was the first Pixar movie.
Yeah.
But the hand-drawn Disney movies, this was a very different style. And I think it was pretty mixed reviews on the style when it came out. But looking back now, it's amazing accomplishment. And I was noticing as well, I don't know if this was the first, but it feels like the first that I can remember of the animated kids movies that really wrote a lot of jokes for the parents.
Yeah.
Just watching it again, there are so many jokes that I just didn't get before, obviously, because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
But it was great to rewatch it and be like, oh man, that's great writing.
Also, I was watching the ending. I almost cried like when they finally lit the rocket.
Yeah.
I guess spoilers if you haven't seen Toy Story 30 years later. When they finally lit the rocket and then it like exploded and then they started like falling and then flying. I don't know why. I just like all of a sudden like started tearing up. I was like, oh my God, why am I getting emotional about that?
I could imagine the same thing happening to me as well. For Toy Story 2 or 3.
4 was the one that got me. I was fully crying in the theater
4?
for sure. That was the one that
Forky?
they released like many years later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Forky get you?
I haven't seen 4. You saw 4 without me?
I guess so. Awkward.
Yeah. And this is how I find out on the podcast.
Yeah, but I feel like you haven't seen, no, we definitely saw it together for sure.
I have
That's
not
the one
seen
where
Forky.
like Woody leaves.
That's 3. Where Andy goes to college.
Yeah.
That's 3.
That's 3.
They made another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is how Kelly finds out.
Toy Story 3 really got, I watched it with my niece.
Yeah, 3 got me for sure.
It was around the time that I saw it. It was around the time that I was like, coming to terms with the fact that I had to figure out my adult life.
Yeah.
And so at the end of it's not when the toys all look like they're about to die. It's when Andy plays with the toys one last time
Yeah.
before going to college.
Yeah.
I'm like quietly bawling.
Oh.
Yeah.
And my niece turns to me. She's already seen the movie. She wanted to see it again.
Yeah.
She's like, my mom cried when she watched this movie. Isn't that weird? I was like, yeah, that's pretty weird.
What a weirdo. Yeah, no, for sure. The writers knew exactly what they were doing. They were like,
100%,
oh, these
yeah.
friggin' millennials, like, we're going to get them. We're going to get them so good.
Also, Toy Story 1, the soundtrack is incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Randy Newman.
incredible.
It's
Yeah.
like, I think Randy Newman's a very funny guy, but Randy Newman kills me when he is earnest. And there's a lot of earnest, emotional music in this movie.
Like
sure.
the one where Buzz like is trying to jump out the window.
I Will Go Sailing No More.
Yeah. All I think of when I hear the soundtrack is you, though, because Alex sings.
Alec does a killer.
Does a killer Randy
Yeah.
Newman at karaoke.
Yeah.
You've Got a Friend in Me. He sings it every time. And so now whenever I hear that song, I'm just like, Alec?
And if you subscribe to the Patreon,
If you email, would you like the indie show at gmail.com, Alec will send you a voice note of him singing.
An MP3.
Yeah.
You can use it as your ringtone.
incredible.
Anyway,
By the way, we have gotten no email. Actually, that joke is from the bonus episode. So people on the main feed, you don't know what we're talking about. But if you subscribe to the Patreon and listen to last month's bonus episode, you can get in on the joke.
And then you can email me.
And then you can email Alec to talk about
Please
whatever
email
we were
Alec.
talking about. Yeah. Okay. Well, now let's get to the adventure. Enough
yeah.
reminiscing about Toy Story.
20 minutes of Toy Story chat. If you're
Yeah.
still here, thank you for being here.
And if you haven't left to go watch Toy Story yet, here we go. We're going to build an adventure. All right, Loren, let's hear about your introductory encounter to our Toy Story adventure.
Okay, so my first encounter is inspired by Woody and Buzz being in Sid's room and all the other toys kind of like coming out to see what's up
Yeah.
with them.
Cool.
So it's them kind of encountering these other quote unquote Frankenstein-esque beasts. So like you could, I guess, like twist that into like a 5e kind of way. It was like whatever, a halfling with like furball arms or
Yeah.
something, or like, I don't know, a half orc with like wings.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like something that is like very clear that like these people have been experimented on and like they have body parts that were not originally theirs. And they're all nonverbal, which is also in the movie that these toys, they don't communicate verbally. Like
Yeah.
Woody and Buzz. So they're also in this like cell with you, whatever. They look very menacing. They're coming towards you. And then maybe that like kind of scares you, but then it like becomes clear that they're trying to like whatever, untie you or something.
Yeah, I think I thought of the same thing for an intro. I kind of thought of two, but I thought of the same thing for an intro encounter for sure. And I was thinking you could have it just like in one big kind of like dungeon cell where you're just kind of loose and then, really lean into the descriptions of these horrifying creatures lumbering towards you. And then when you attack them, they flee and like they become really scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of maybe indicates that that these beings are not a threat.
Yeah, that's what I had too, that they're like very scared and they kind of like retreat to like the edges of the room. And then, so the encounter, I guess, that I had envisioned was something of like a social encounter, like the one that we had done in one of our sessions. I think you made a video on it too, like the encounter where you're kind of trying to like win people over. Because I think
Oh my!
They're-
You mean the Power Word Spill persuasion mini game
exactly the persuasion minigame
that you can find on Patreon.com/Power Word Spill?
Well, I wasn't going to plug it, but yes. The video is also free, so you can watch that. But yeah, so yeah, like a social encounter where you're trying to like win their trust, because I think that all of these people, these beings, would be scared of whatever cult leader, mad scientist, whoever like the leader of this little thing is, but they want to help you.
Yeah.
So I think probably it could be something like you earn their trust through like a persuasion mini game, and then they can help because they're nonverbal. Maybe like draw out a map of what they know this like hideout to be, so that you can escape.
Exactly. Yeah. There are a couple things right off the bat. I would definitely really lean into the scary descriptions of these monsters and really make that a twist in of itself. But yeah, and then finding out their friends. And then, like you said, I think part of the puzzle would be to figure out how to communicate with these beings, and maybe like some people who have detect thoughts or kind of like other
Like message.
Yeah, message.
Sending.
Well, a message requires a whisper, but sending.
Yeah.
Those kind of communication spells would allow your players to use those kinds of abilities, or just drawing, like you said. So kind of a social encounter there. And I think I would also make them like the failed experiments, so that they are, sad and kind of that are willing to help because they've been kind of discarded down here.
Yeah.
And I was
that's
also
so sad.
thinking,
It's like mixed between Toy Story and like the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
From Rudolph.
And I was also thinking, if you really want to mess up your players, you take someone from one of their backstories and you put them down here as a failed experiment.
You son of a bitch.
And I mean, there, you got them. You got them right there.
Also, one of them has to be a giant spider with a human head.
For sure. Absolutely.
Just like in the movie. That's scary as hell.
Yeah, that is scary. But yeah, you could have, just someone that you could ask one of your players, like, who's someone that who's someone that has disappeared mysteriously from their life or something.
That's diabolical.
And then they're really invested.
Wow.
Anyway, so that was my encounter.
Nice. Yeah.
And a way of getting you a map so that you know how to get out of this.
Yeah. And
hideout.
Yeah. What kind of place, like location, were you guys envisaging for this?
I was kind of imagining like a non-linear dungeon.
Yeah, me too.
Me as well.
I was thinking, I think a dungeon would be the best thing for this, so that you could give your players some options for the routes that they take, but it's also pretty confined, so they can't just like instantly bypass all of the things by, coming up with, I don't know, jumping out a window or something. So yeah, maybe become some kind of dungeon under an abandoned keep. Or
having
like
it underground, I think, really helps with that.
Like physically, aesthetically, a dungeon. Not we often refer to things as dungeons and tabletop.
Yeah.
But they could be anything. Yeah. But we mean like an actual dungeon.
Literal dungeon. And both.
Yeah.
Both.
For sure.
Mechanically a dungeon and literally a dungeon. Yeah. And then once they have the outline, then they can kind of start to, I think I would give these beings like partial information so that they can kind of make some decisions about their routes. Like, oh, there's like big scary thing here.
Yeah, and I had written that down too, that like they probably have blind spots, like rooms that they weren't given access to, but they know like generally like the general layout of things with like some blind spots.
Yeah.
I also thought it might be fun if we gave like the cult leader or the scientist a pet, like Scott the dog.
Yeah. I think it's Scud.
Scud?
Yeah.
I don't know why I kept hearing Scott.
I know.
I was like,
when we
actually,
were watching
that's
the
hilarious.
movie, Lauren was like, it's hilarious that the dog's name is Scott. And I was finishing the movie last night on my phone, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Scud. Scott is
Scott's
hilarious name for a dog.
Yeah.
But does not go with the vibe of Sid. Yeah. Anyways, Scud. Yeah.
Scud. Yeah. I'm gonna call him Scott.
Okay. Scott the dog.
Scott the dog. Yeah. If you give whoever the leader of this operation is a pet, and these people know like things about the pet.
Yeah, for sure. I have ideas for the pet is actually what my encounter is based around.
I also had a thought about that, but go ahead.
What did you have in mind, Alec?
So I also have an encounter with the experiments.
Okay, nice.
But it's not inspired by Toy Story 1.
Okay.
It's actually inspired by Toy Story 2.
Okay.
And a little bit by an encounter in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, okay.
Wow, how fitting.
Mine is also inspired by a little bit by an encounter in Baldur's Gate. I think it's different, though, from what you've described already.
So in Toy Story 2, they come across Ultra Buzz Lightyear.
I remember absolutely nothing from Toy Story 2. I don't know why. It's just a full gap. I remember Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 3.
Which you thought was Toy Story 4.
Which I thought was Toy Story 4. I don't think I've seen Toy Story 4. Bad resume. There's holes in my resume, guys.
That's where he meets Jessie, the cowgirl.
Oh, in 3.
In 2.
Oh, okay.
They meet Ultra Buzz Lightyear, and he's got Buzz Lightyear disease where he doesn't know he's a toy.
Right.
But he's like, so Buzz has a moment where he's like, was I this deluded? So I was thinking it would be cool to have an encounter where you were lightly experimented on before you woke up, and they've managed to graft some of your experiences and your knowledge onto some other creatures.
Oh my God.
And so you bump into like a mirror of your party, but they're like,
That's
different creatures.
amazing.
And they're convinced that they're the real ones and that you guys are experiments.
Ooh,
and you could either fight them and kill them.
Yeah.
Or you could do like a skill challenge or some other solution to like convince them, like, I'm really sorry, but the experiences you have are actually my experiences.
That's crazy.
You know what this would be great for? A negotiation.
Oh, yeah.
From Draw Steel. Take the Draw Steel negotiation mechanics and drop that right into your D&D adventure. Or like a light version of it. Yeah.
That's really funny because when you first described it, like clones essentially like of yourself, and maybe they're like super strong, I was like, oh, that's like Spy Kids.
Yeah.
But then you were saying like, no, like they think they're the real ones and they have like your experience and stuff. And then that's more like Mickey 17.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
I'm not familiar with the content of either of those references.
Okay.
It's basically just what Lauren said.
Okay.
That's similar to what you said.
Yeah, that's super fun. I love that.
Yeah, that's a really great. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. And you could foreshadow that really well by like describing weird like scars and marks that you notice on yourself as you're waking up, or like in the first encounter in the dungeon cell. Being like, oh,
like your arm hurts or something.
Yeah, like, oh, you see this like on the back of so-and-so's neck, there's like a massive gash.
Oh, God.
That could be something that the group from Loren's encounter could also be trying to use as like a communication tool, is like, gesturing at your scar on your neck and like showing like, oh, I've got the same one.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. And then mechanically, I'm trying to think of like mechanically, how would you, I guess you just, I don't know if mechanically, if you just took their character sheets, I think
It's
you
not
should.
very good.
Yeah.
Because we're doing 5th edition. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
In 5th edition, there's like this kind of idea that characters have low HP and do high damage, and NPCs have low damage and high HP.
Yeah.
And you'd probably want to do, I would hope that my party wouldn't just kill these little guys, but if they were going to fight them, I would want them to have like more traditional stat blocks, but fitting the archetype of whatever class.
Yeah, exactly. Just like I would search through, because there are, especially in D&D 2024, they've introduced some like generic stat blocks that you can kind of put into any humanoid. There's like a tough, and there's a few others. So I think you could maybe map those humanoid stat blocks to the different classes kind of. And then you could just do a lot with flavor. I think I would just do a lot with flavor.
Yeah.
And you could also like even just take one key ability from that person's build.
Yeah.
And be well, it's like, you're not going to get a perfect 1-to-1.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a monster. This is a Frankenstein's monster.
Totally.
They're going to be their own thing, but they do remember how to sneak attack real well.
Yeah. And they do remember your brother's name.
Yeah. And the resentment that you hold in your heart for him.
Yeah, that's a great encounter.
That's really good.
So there's a dungeon map. You kind of get a rough layout, and then one of these experiment rooms these people are in, I guess I would probably just drop them into whichever path your players choose. So my encounter was kind of an idea for right at the end. So this kind of worked out great, actually, because Lauren made the beginning, Alec made the middle, and I'll make one at the end. You'd probably need a couple other encounters to fill in between. I would definitely fill some of the rooms with weapons. So then you're maybe after your players get out of the first room, they can find the room with their equipment, because it's not fun to play a whole adventure without
Yeah.
your equipment.
Definitely.
Like especially the martial classes, they need their armor. Otherwise, it's not fun.
Yeah.
So have their equipment available. They can find it. And then I'd probably do some like door puzzles, some trap stuff. There's a great book called The Game Master's Book of Traps, Puzzles, and Dungeons, which is...
I own that.
Yeah, it's
Is that the
awesome.
one that I got you?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great. It's just like a big reference book of exactly what it says. And you can just take them out. And I've run a few puzzles for our group and stuff.
There used to be a friendly local game store in the town that you guys live in.
Yeah.
And I visited it. Wow. If it's the same book I'm thinking of, I'm 99% sure.
Black cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it while I was visiting you guys.
Oh, nice. That game store still exists. It just moved.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's nice. So my encounter goes is kind of for like a final escape at the end.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it's kind of based off their distracting the dog, Scott.
Scott. We all know Scott.
Yeah.
So basically I was thinking like kind of all routes would lead to the front entrance. There's only kind of one front entrance, and it's a big, I don't know, atrium hall by the front stairs or the gate or something like that. And it's guarded by a successful creation of this cult, in which is this massive Frankenstein monster just made of a bunch of different monster parts and like huge. And
Like a gibbering mound,
yeah, except like
which is what killed you
bipedal.
in Curse of Strahd.
That's true. That's right.
That's the name I used to dance under.
That is what they called me in college.
And that is true.
Anyways. Yeah, so this bipedal Frankenstein monster, and I would actually build a Frankenstein monster stat block. So I would just go shopping around for some different iconic D&D monsters and just take abilities off their stat block and put them onto this stat block, and then describe it having like a dragon claw arm and, you know, the wings of a griffin.
Yeah.
And just
Very
like
cool.
truly like a mishmash monster. And then there being a few different options. I was thinking that there are a few mages around holding concentration on some kind of control spell over this beast. So as long as it's under control of their spell, it will attack who they choose, who they direct it to.
Yeah.
But if you break their concentration, then it will just attack randomly. I was thinking it's attracted to noise because it kind of has low vision. And so it will just go towards whatever's making the most noise.
Cool.
And then, so there's kind of a few options you can fight it, you can break the concentration, and then just kind of lure it out of the way and then make a break for the front door.
Cool.
I was thinking the front door would probably have some kind of multi-step action to open, maybe like 2 or 3 turns or something.
Yeah.
Of different mechanics, or it's just they've just literally put a bunch of heavy objects in that you need to move out of the way. So it'll take a little while.
Yeah.
There's just a few different options. They can distract it. They can kill the mages. They can just straight up try and fight it. They can, you know, just let your players be creative in that way.
You could maybe get the monster to bust open the door for you.
Totally. And you could maybe even convince, I think I would make this difficult, but maybe you could go back to the dungeon cell and like get some allies on your side. Because at the end of
Totally.
Toy Story,
They're all helping.
Woody gets all the people, all the toys together to scare Sid.
Yeah.
So I think I wouldn't make it easy right in the beginning. I would make them too afraid. But maybe if you like clear some of the dungeon and then come back, or especially if you go and kill the leader.
Yeah.
I guess that isn't something that I had specifically fleshed out an encounter for, but would you guys make that an option? I guess it's pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Because you gotta do that, especially if you're putting their family member in there or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. You want revenge.
Yeah. So
I want revenge.
I think I probably wouldn't actually make that encounter that difficult.
No.
Like the fight, like it's probably kind of a weenie of a cult leader.
Yeah.
Like they're just a freak.
I think he's the cult leader is probably somebody who like it's kind of a bookend of the first encounter where they seem very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Very confident.
Yeah.
And then if you
one shot.
if you manage to get into the combat with him, you find out that he's a bit of a weenie.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Maybe mid-experiment on someone else.
Ow, 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 ow.
And then you let him live and he becomes a garbage man.
Yeah. Or your players put a whatever experiment on him with this lieutenant.
Rough.
Graft them together. Yeah, so put the leader in in their like operation room. There's this might as well be the Baldur's Gate episode. There's also a House of the Undying or whatever,
Yeah.
House of the Healing, where it's basically like a 1920s amphitheater kind of thing. And they're doing these like awful surgeries. I mean, you could just like have that. That's definitely what I picture in here, like this kind of surgical amphitheater that they're actively working on one of these awful experiments when you find the leader in there. And just a quick combat encounter. That's not the real final boss fight.
Yeah.
The final boss fight is actually getting out.
Yeah.
The only thing we haven't kind of put a parallel in is the time crunch aspect in Toy Story, because they're trying to get back before the move. But I don't actually know that our adventure needs that, because
I don't
there's
think
already like the players are going to want to escape. They're trapped in a freaky dungeon. So yeah, I think that's a great little adventure. I think that's a great one-shot adventure.
It's a really
with some,
fun final battle too. I really want to play that. What a cool monster.
We'll
add it to the list.
maybe I will make the stat block and put it on the Patreon.
He's committing. You heard it here.
Yeah.
I will. Okay. Although I have to make it from SRD monsters only, obviously. Otherwise, that's stealing. But
why did you look me in the eye as you said that?
Alec. I will turn this whole adventure build into a summary in a PDF format that will go on the Patreon at the We Like D&D tier if you don't want to transcribe it for yourself. And there may or may not be a Frankenstein boss monster stat block in there as well.
That means there will be. Go to the Patreon and find out.
Stat block.
So subscribe to the Patreon, hear a bonus episode. And over on the bonus episode, we're extending this idea by building a 1d6 roll table of monster traits that you can add to any monster inspired by Toy Story. Just little traits that you can just tack on to whatever your boss monster is to make the encounter just a little bit more interesting. So if you want to hear that and our bonus episode, head over to patreon.com/powerwordspill at the We Like D&D tier.
We'll see you there. That segment was brought to you by Loren and I's Growing Maturity. Loren and I's Growing Maturity. Not one Woody or Buzz joke.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in you guys, actually. What do I have to be the inappropriate one now?
Yeah, right. You wouldn't know how.
So I was in the car with my girlfriend last night, and she was like, "What are you guys recording on your little podcast tomorrow?" She didn't say it as meanly,
condescending.
as condescendingly.
I can't imagine her saying it that way.
I was like, "Oh, we're doing Toy Story," and she was like, "Oh my God, you and Loren are gonna have so many Woody and Buzz jokes."
And you didn't.
Not a single one.
I can't believe it.
So she can listen to this.
Yeah. And that brings us, as always, to our final segment, 2 DMs, 1 player. It's a little game of our own devising where Kelly and I take turns DMing a little tabletop for Loren with a little twist. Kelly and I are trying to get Loren to say a secret word. And if Loren says the word while I'm DMing, I get a point. But if I say any form of the word while I'm DMing, that's a 2-point penalty.
Don't do that.
I always do.
Actually, I don't think you ever do.
No.
But Kelly does quite often.
And then he gives it away.
Then I give it away in the intro.
Let's pick the word first. So get out of here, Loren.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I'll roll for the word. It's a 17.
Ooh, we have a listener submitted word. It is Viking, submitted by Philip. Thanks, Philip, for the suggestion.
Great suggestion, Philip. I'm going to get 0 points.
This is going to be a tough one. I appreciate it, though. All right.
That was a really long time. Either the word is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, so you guys were shooting the shit without me. And I hate both options.
We use that time to 10% choose the word and 90% talk about you behind your back.
No, hey, I edit the podcast. I know that's not true.
We actually stopped the recording.
All right, Loren, tell us about your character,
I'm going to be playing Tina,
Tina.
the elf barbarian who is running away from an arranged marriage because she heard a rumor that her betrothed is a little bit of a wiener.
A little bit of a wiener. All right.
Hey, Tina the what? Sorry, elf what?
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Okay. Tina the elf barbarian running away from an arranged marriage because her betrothed is a wiener. I have to say it, otherwise I forget it.
Let's roll to see who goes first, Kelly.
All right.
Low roll.
Low
goes
roll?
First.
Okay.
Switching it up.
16.
Single digits for sure. That is a 6.
Yeah, Kelly's rolling a die that has Morse code.
It just beeps at me.
Yeah.
I have to consult my chart. All right. Oh, that's me. I have to put the timer. 60 seconds on the clock. Wait, did we say low roll goes first?
Yeah.
Dang it. I thought, here I was in my own little fantasy thinking you were going to go first. Okay.
I can if you'd like me to. We just roll for fun.
There's nothing fun about this. Like, this is a serious game.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
This is a serious competition.
I think Kelly's doping.
Yeah.
What's in that coffee?
What is in that coffee? I think he sprinkled some Adderall in it.
So focused on not saying the word out loud right now. Unbelievable laser focus.
The word is
Kelly, it's laser.
Focus like something else. I don't know.
It's like, okay, now I'm stalling. 60 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, go. I have no idea what I'm doing. Tina, where
me.
are you?
I'm at home and I am packing a bag.
Packing
In the middle of the
In the
night.
middle of the night because you're running away from your arranged marriage.
Yeah, I've never met them,
You've never met
but I just heard rumors.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of rumors have you heard?
That they are rude to servers.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No, you don't want that for sure.
I heard one time they walked past a dog and they didn't give them any scritches, didn't talk to them at all.
Wow.
You don't want that.
That is brutal.
Apparently they might have kicked a pigeon.
Okay. Well, okay.
That one's bad.
Okay. Still
If
bad.
true, that's bad.
Okay. Yeah. So you're packing your bag and is this thought out ahead of time or are you just like going?
No, I heard
going
these
for it?
earlier today. I'm like, nah, I'm out of here.
Okay.
I live at my parents' house.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
They can't force me to marry this person.
No, they cannot. And so you pack and you pack. But the question is, where are you going?
I think I'm probably going to stay at my best friend's house tonight and then figure out where to go from there. Maybe the next town over. Who knows?
Okay. Well, you've packed. Anything you want to do before you leave the house?
I don't think so. I'm not leaving a note or anything.
No.
I'm not going to, because they're going to stop me.
And you bring your you're a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in any gear with you?
Yeah, I probably have like a big sword.
Big sword?
Yeah.
No armor. Perhaps a helmet?
Yeah, sure. I have a helmet.
Describe the helmet.
It's probably gold.
Okay.
Tina's a gold girly.
Yeah.
A little, I don't know what those are called with the gladiator. It looks like a shoe brush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
You grab your helmet and your bag. How are you leaving the house?
Out the window.
Okay. Yeah. You climb out
Classic.
the window. Go ahead and make me an athletics check.
9. My bag is really heavy.
Yeah, it's not
put a lot of stuff in
catastrophic,
there. Yeah.
but you kind of slip the last 10 feet and fall onto your back, and it hurts a little bit, but luckily you fell onto your bag and you were cushioned.
My sword wasn't in my bag.
As you're picking yourself up, okay, good. Yeah, sword safety is important. As you're picking yourself up, you hear a little voice behind you. Tina.
Did I turn around?
You turn around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this little fairy floating in the air.
Do I know them?
You don't know them. She goes, Tina, I'm your fairy godmother.
Oh, great. That's very convenient.
I'm here to help you.
Perfect. I'm in a moment of distress.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm here. You must go to the shore. There's a boat waiting.
Great. I mean, this seems a little coincidental, but yeah, I'll go for it. I'll follow the fairy.
There's no such thing as coincidence, my goddaughter, she says. And she waves a little wand and like little star sparks come out of it. And she points it towards the shore.
Okay. I'll follow it.
All right,
Thank you.
sick. You head towards the shore. What's a complication that arises on your way? You're like, this isn't beachfront property that you live on.
There's probably like a group of people that are like out doing some night foraging or something that like pass by me, and they know my parents, and so I'm afraid if they see me, they might rat me out.
Oh, what do you do about that?
Hide behind a tree.
You hide behind a tree. Give me a stealth check.
4.
4. You hide behind a tree, and the tree is about half as narrow as you are, or like.
Yeah, I have really broad shoulders.
Yeah.
They look up and they see just shoulders peeking out from behind a tree, and they go, "Right, is that Tina? I know those shoulders. Tina, what are you doing out there?"
Oh, I think I must have been sleepwalking.
Oh, roll a deception check.
Or again.
You don't sleepwalk. I know you intimately.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was out looking for a special berry.
You know what? That's good enough for me. See you later. You carry
thank
on
goodness.
to the shore, and you arrive, and you see a long ship, like open, long boat, and you see a bearded man with a giant axe there, and he goes, "Hey, Tina, right?"
Yeah, I give him the predator handshake.
Yeah.
You give him a predator handshake, and I just want to say this guy has a helmet on that has horns sticking out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And he says, "My name is Freyin.
Freyin. Okay.
I can't do an accent. A little fairy said that we were going to take you away. Where are we going?"
Literally as far away from here as we can get.
"All right, sick. You've got one thing you have to do to get passage with us." Mm-hmm. "My people, we're like a cultural group, but we don't have a name. Could you bestow a name upon us?"
The word Viking is coming to me, and I don't know why.
Can you say that word again? I didn't quite hear. It's a foreign word to me.
Ref, are you seeing this? Ref, this is bullshit. Get this guy out of here. Red card. 5-minute major. Game ejection.
This is the last round, right?
That was the last round.
And sorry, we just got to put a bow on this story. The Vikings take you wherever you want to go, and you live happily ever after.
Amazing. I love to hear it.
This is bullshit. I'm taking this straight to the commissioner.
Kelly's challenging the call.
Yeah, goal challenge, slow-mo replay. I want the operation room to take a look at this.
Sorry, I can't remember the word. Did Loren end up saying it for either of us?
Yeah, I think she said it twice. I think
Oh,
she
for
said it
who?
twice for you,
Oh,
Alan.
nice. Nice.
Yeah, nice. Thanks
So
for
I guess
you.
that's a victory for
I
me?
guess that's a victory. I guess that's V for victory. And also Viking. That was some bullshit right there.
I don't know how else we were going to get
That's
there.
a tough word.
No, just kidding. I respect it. I respect it. I absolutely respect it. We spent so long. I had no idea what I was going to do. And so we spent the entire first round just like wasting time packing up Loren's stuff.
I had no idea if you were going to put your foot on the gas at all at that point, and I had to stop myself from laughing. It was just like, Kelly's going first, but he's really saying, I'm not going first. I'm forfeiting this round.
I have no idea.
Well,
what
you
I'm
only
gonna do.
have 3 rounds. You can't waste a single one.
I just absolutely squandered the first period and just absolutely blew it. And then I was playing catch up, and then I thought, you know what? Boats. Viking? Boats. Beard, boats, axe, Viking.
Perfect.
And then you threw that wrench in there with the waylaying Loren on the way to the boat. And then she was just rolling terribly. You weren't helping me at all, Loren.
Sorry. The dice have a story to tell.
Yeah,
And
the
it's that
dice
they didn't want me to run
Were
away.
working against me personally.
Listen, I was just trying to be a good collaborative DM with my player.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, you guys can shove your collaboration.
I think we're married now.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll see you in the Discord. All right. Well, Alec, I'm not going to shake your hand, but I will concede. We did it. At what point did you think it was Viking? Only right when
Well,
Alec
when
led
you
to
said the thing about the ship, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's going to be significant. I didn't know that that was the word, but I was like, oh, that's probably something to do with it. But I didn't really know where you were going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the helmet with the horns. I was like, oh, okay, yes, I get it.
Oh, you mean I wasn't as subtle as I thought I was?
It wasn't
I thought
that
I was pretty
subtle.
subtle.
Yeah,
Sly. And that's our show. Thank you so much for listening and for the comments we got as well. Philip of the Viking Word Suggestion.
Ooh, thanks, Philip.
Said, just started DMing my own campaign a month ago and I've been struggling to make traveling fun. These 100 road encounters will make my life so much easier. Keep up the amazing work.
Oh, amazing.
That was your show and tell item, Loren.
Oh, I'm glad they were helpful.
Yeah, thanks so much for the comment, Philip. And thank you all for listening and subscribing on Patreon. We really, really appreciate it. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with our first impressions of Draw Steel.
Ooh.
That's right. We played Draw Steel and we had a great time. I had a great time. I won't speak for my fellow podcasters. Oh, well, this is going to be a spicy discussion. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
You're my favorite deputy.
There's a snake in my boot. That segment was brought to you by Combat Encounters in Baldur's Gate. Combat Encounters in Baldur's Gate. Wait, there are combat encounters in Baldur's Gate?
It's not just a character creator and romance simulator.
It's not just a romance game.
I don't read about combat in any of the pieces of fiction I've read about Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, definitely. There's no
there
combat.
are encounters.
There are definitely encounters, but there's no combat in the Blood Weave I've been reading.
Casual encounters for sure.
I mean, I guess you could call it combat.
Swordplay or whatever.